And finally, welcome to Oriental, biggest little sailing town in North Carolina. I'm actually in Pecan Grove in the lower left-hand corner of the screen there. You can see the docks cut out in the waterway. It's over the bridge, across from Oriental proper. We'll clean up the boat and look at some of the boats that are in this marina. There's some really nice ones. So if your boat's featured, congrats. I loved it. And I'm sorry for the wind noise, of course, but here we go.
Time to wash off the old girl. Look, road dirt. Road dust on her. As long as you're not the tallest mast in a storm, you're happy. A little halyard banging there. All right, I've given Hummingbird her bath. Now she's just sitting pretty here waiting. Get her little bottom paint touched up. Might have the boot stripe touched up, depends. This canvas that I did myself looks absolutely awful, but it looks okay from far away. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna do some boat walking down here and see what else we can find. There's some sweet looking rides here. Look at that little guy, vagabond. Stuff all pulled out, got the dinghy cleaned up. I'll deflate and repack her. Now let's go look at some boats. Look at how clean this little boat is. A nice non-skid on there, little dorade. That is just completely awesome looking. CQR, nice bowsprit platform. Love it, just love it. Take a look at how clean this little guy is. Tiny. Got his halyards tied off like a good sailor. Inner banks, there's the Dodger I want. So nice. Very well taken care of boat. Pretty small too, maybe a 30. 31. I'm sorry I don't know the names of all these boat brands, guys. I just know what I like. Look at another little baby here. So very much like a Dana, but with some really cool styling in the front. Look at that woodwork down there. That is just awesome looking. Huge bowsprit. And that is a beautiful looking little boat. It's super little. Nice cutter rigged. Oh yeah. A pretty little boat. Look at the bowsprit there. It's a harken back to an older time. I guess you guys can tell I love the traditional stylings a little more. Two masts. Man. Very nice. Now I'm showing this one because of the beautiful canvas work, and I also love dark hulls. Just a fool for them. That is entirely awesome looking canvas. Is exactly what I want on mine. Some professionally finished tan or toast colored fabric with the covers. Sweet. I seem to have come back to this catch twice now as a eye-catching boat. 40-something foot, in really good shape, just beautiful. Might be the only boat I've seen in here that I think I would prefer to have over mine. Looks like a Pacific Sea craft to me. This must be a 37. Very nice. Very nice. Very cool. I don't want to invade anybody's privacy here. People probably live on these. And now back to me again. This is just the cleanest looking Dana I've ever seen. Probably the cleanest looking Pacific Sea craft boat I've ever seen. Just an impossible to give up proposition almost. Just a little small for 2 or 3 people. All right, on the skateboard after being on the boat and not being on land for, I don't know, 2 weeks almost. Riding the X-Wave Flex to get the car. Look at all the sailboats out today. Wow, a lot of people out, and I'm just coming in. Let's say this guy's invested in solar power.
Okay, the place we're staying is at the Inn at Oriental. It has, I think, 5 rooms. We called 2 weeks in advance, roughly, and there was 1 room left, the Charleston room. Lucy and Lou are the hosts, and it's one of the handful of places you could stay in Oriental. So in peak season, you might want to be careful, but this is a really nice getaway. It's right behind the brewery, which I'll show you a few pictures of in a minute. We got, like I said, the last room. We got the Charleston room, which would prove to be a little fortuitous, and you'll see why later. This room is just big enough for a couple with like 1 kid and a pet. Here's the brewery that sits right at Church Street. It's got a nice beer garden in the back. That's actually where you order back there, and there's seating. They have food trucks that they bring from, I think, New Bern. The 2 nights we were there, they had both Greek and then this one Thai. All right, we're at the Silos. And guess what? They got Appalachian Mountain Brewery here. I'm not joking. They actually have the beer that I love. My daughter's having a fit because old man is going off. Old man crazy film. The Silos, as the name suggests, is inside some old grain silos. Really cool decor, nice atmosphere. When the weather's nice, they're showing movies out back on like a drive-in theater screen. Very cool. Italian restaurant and really good food. Just to give you guys a little bit of insight into what the inside of this place looks like. I mean, it's small, but man, it's pretty cool in here. Well, technically it's kind of hot in here because the heat rises and they must have it turned on. I mean, it was warm today, but now it's cooling off outside, so our waitress is sweating. My daughter is absolutely freaking out. Stop filming, Dad! Yes, my dear. Look, Appalachian Mountain Brewery Longleaf IPA. And, you know, folks, this is an Italian restaurant, just so you know. And they've got some really outstanding Italian dishes on the menu here. I wish I could have taken a picture of it, but, you know, I'm kind of trying to, like, be social and not a total social media whore while I'm here. So, a little covert film going on. Look at that cut off. I feel anger and heat coming my way. That is a lot of food, folks. Oh my God. You get an appetizer here and you get the main course, it's pasta. You better be hungry. Good Lord. What'd you get? What was that?
Stuffed shells.
Stuffed shells. I got the shrimp. Okay, we had a great dinner there.
I just wanted to point out that you will see there is a West Marine in Oriental, but it's a West Marine Express, which means they have a very small or limited selection in there, but can obviously order you anything you need. So you just need to be aware that it's not a full Marine West Marine store. I ordered something from there. It took them no time to get it. Great service. There's a really nice park kind of in the middle of all these neighborhoods that you can go to. Kids and have the pets run around. Really quiet, peaceful. I think I should point out that if you stay at the inn at Oriental, you get a complimentary breakfast that Lou cooks every morning. Eggs any way you want them, sausage, bacon, fruits, pancakes, French toast. I think there were 3 or 4 different kinds of toast, and it's really good. Great way to start the day. Thank you, Lou. So another place to stay would be the Oriental Marina and Inn, and they've got a nice set of docks behind the hotel that I think sit next to what they call the town dock. I haven't stayed there, but it looks nice, and the restaurant's good. We've eaten there twice.
I think you can see just how small the inside of this Anchorage is here by the dinghy dock. On the other side of these boats behind the dock edge is where the bridge is at, and another section of the Anchorage. We'll go take a look at that. Also pretty tight. If you're under, I guess, 45 feet, you can get under the bridge, and there's tons of places to anchor on the other side of that up the river a little bit too. Or creek, I guess. I wonder if this Tesla skateboard's gonna get me there. It sounds like it's running a little low here.
Okay, I'm up on top of the bridge heading out of Oriental. This is the other side of the docks we were just looking at. The rest of the Anchorage, there's the jetty. You can see how small it is. Those markers that are off in the distance there, heading in the direction of the bridge, is Pecan Grove. That's where my boat is over there, off in the distance. Bridge is 45 feet vertical clearance. Let's take a look at what the other side of that looks like if you can get under there. Okay, here we are on the other side of the bridge looking at the immediate area right after the bridge, and you can see there's there's a fork in the road basically there. You can go find a spot. Quiet. Okay, heading over to the boat to take care of a few minor tasks before I sail it over to be hauled. One thing I realized is I've got to use the mic with the dead cat on it. Just like with the cameras, placing those so that they get decent views of things. All part of the learning process. But what I'm just going to do now is like check the engine oil, look for some belt dust, coolant, check the strainers, seacocks, just minor things before I sail over there. And that's it. Light maintenance day. So one thing on this little Yanmar I'm always checking is, how much brake dust or belt dust am I seeing on my alternator and in the compartment here, and it doesn't look like it's too bad. It's very difficult to get these lined back up, especially when you have a custom alternator like I have, and keeping an eye on that is important. I have a spare, but these do tend to break. And that everything looks okay in here. Coolant's good. No leaking of any kind. I put this on this winter to help, since we only have 2 AGM 98 amp hour batteries. You want to get them recharged really quick if you start to get low. And this thing's a 70 amp. Okay, I wrapped that up, and it's actually the next day, and I'm back on the boat. This afternoon is when I'm going to be moving the boat over. So today, the last couple of things I wanted to do. I didn't climb the mast yesterday, and I should have, because we got rain.
Now this wind instrument looks like it's going to be a fairly straightforward replacement. I'm just going to unhook the existing bracket where it's already mounted to the mast using the pull arrow here. That's the retaining clip for the wire. Plug in the cable to the new unit, and I should be done. So this should go pretty quickly. While I'm up there, I'll also be checking the anchor light, which has a tendency to sometimes not come on. I've got an LED replacement anyway. But that's going to have to wait till this rain settles down a little bit. That is just not super safe to be on a slick rope up there. And I don't want to be up there if we start catching lightning or the rain really picks up. So here I sit. This boat was just sold. Wheels and deals, deals and deals. Well, the plan was to put on my new wind instrument today, but we got a little bit of rain. I knew it was going to rain, but it's steadily increasing. So going up the mast today, probably as soon as I get up there, it'll really start pouring on me. I don't want that. So screwing around with the cameras a little bit, trying to improve my camera position for filming while I sail. I've got 2 new mounts I'm trying out. I've got some sample footage that I'll look at when I get back and see if I can't capture the essence of sailing a little bit more succinctly, rather than just staring at me and listening to me yak all the time. Honestly, it's going to take more than probably just this opportunity to set these cameras up, because even though I think I've got a good static shot looking at the pictures that I have taken today, once I'm actually sailing, it could be totally different and not that interesting. Now, I also have a drone. Of course, who doesn't have a drone today? So it's also, the rain stopping me from flying that too, so I'm not going to get a chance to test out the old drone, the new drone. And when you know it, just as soon as I bought it, I bought an Air 2 Mavic. They came out with the another version that's got avoidance control, but I probably don't want that anyway, trying to put the thing on this little boat with the stays and all that. And hey, you get what you get. There's not even a whole lot to do here in Oriental. One thing a lot of people don't understand about Oriental is how small it is, I don't think. There's only 1,000 full-time residents here, which means boats do outnumber residents. And when people come here, I don't know what they're expecting. There's only a couple places you can go nearby, and once you've done that, you've done it all. Not to say that it's not a lovely place, and the people are awesome here, and they are. I mean, the boating community here is incredible too. And you'll meet very cool people from all over the place who stop in here. And that's really like the kind of check the box reason to come to Oriental, just to see the boats. And so we did a dock walk when it was nice, and I'll show you some of the boats that I liked. And hey, I'm just sitting here staring out. Let me show you what it looks like out here. This is the view from the back porch in Oriental. My neighbors over here working on some stuff, I guess, just hanging out on their boats. Of course, the day that I decided to try to change the wind instrument on the mast, so was it gonna rain? This little cutie behind me, vagabond. Very nice. Okay, a quick motor sail over to where they're going to be hauling the boat at Deaton Yachts. Very simple, nicely marked, not too shallow for my boat. Okay, having the boat hauled. It's always a good time watching your boat get lifted, but
what ends up being revealed by this lift is kind of embarrassing. The bottom, it looks pretty great actually. Probably no need to paint this or do anything if I had just cleaned the bottom of it sometime in the last winter, but I did not. And so I thought it was going to be a lot worse. And even though it's bad, that could have all been prevented. It doesn't get any less embarrassing here. The prop is fouled bad, but again, simply going down and cleaning this off, no problem.
So what do you do when your boat's out of the water? You get on someone else's boat. You head offshore and you catch fish. Or you just drink a lot. Yep, Shem Creek, Charleston, South Carolina.
What's up, John? How are you? Doing good, buddy. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I've got to find something to do for the next few weeks while the boat's pulled. Offshore fishing. We had a great time. Caught some grouper, snapper. Look at this one.
That is sweet.
Alrighty.
What bait you use for that?
That was a piece of squid and a line.
Nice.
Wow.
Without a commercial license, we had to throw all the reds back, but in just a couple more weeks, the season starts for 4 days.
And that, friends, is the floating tiki hut. I don't know where you go to the bathroom on there, but pretty cool. All right, we've gone from offshore fishing to senior prom, the last senior prom. Yep.
Okay, friends, got a little distracting here towards the end of the school year. I had a high school graduate. I had a lot going on. The boat is still out of the water, but I'm going to get it tomorrow, and I'll have a new episode. My son and I are going to do a little bit of sailing as we head up towards the Virginias. Please like and subscribe, and don't give up on us. We got new camera angles and better mics.